Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome once again to IQRA Kids TV Season 2. Now we hope you guys have been enjoying Season 2 because we've decided to switch things up a little bit and change it up. Yes, of course, you've got the regulars like Muslim Heroes, Random Art Studio, and of course you've still got Let's See the World, but we've also added some new features such as Muslim Maestros, ABCs of Islam, and Kun Faya Kun with our two amazing hosts. Right, there's one other thing we want you guys to do in our new Season 2. We have, because we're getting really technical these days, we've got a QR code. If you don't know what a QR code is, I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen right now, okay? You can see it now, okay? That QR code, all you need to do to go to our Instagram page is whip your phone out, take a photo of it, and hit that thing. It will take you directly to our Instagram page. So try it out now, okay? Hit that QR code with your phone and you should go directly to our Instagram page. Now on our Instagram page, that is where we want all of your feedback. We want you to tell us if you want to be on any of our shows like Random Art Show, or if you would like to send some of your artwork in. That's where you should go to do it, inshallah. Right, before we get into today's show, because I've been working so hard at it, I wanted to keep your brains active, and what we've decided to do in parts of Season 2 is to give you a bit of a quiz. Okay, now the intro that we're doing now, I'm going to be coming back halfway through the show and at the end, but I'm going to do two questions for you, okay? I want you to think about it. You don't have to send in the answer. All I'm going to do is give you the answer halfway through the show, set another question, and at the very end, we'll see if you can get the answer to that question as well. Right, let me see. How many pillars are there in Islam? Remember, you don't have to send it in or write anything in, okay? All you need to do is think about it, and at the halfway through, we'll see if you've got it right. Is that cool? Right, so how many pillars in Islam are there? Right, should we get on with the show? Check it out.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum, my friends, and welcome once again to the Random Art Studio. We are back with the old random spinner. It's right here next to me, and we're going to turn it on in a second. But before we do that, I've got to remind you, we want to see your artwork. We've got to see your artwork. I know there's some awesome artists out there, and I'm just wondering to myself, why are you keeping it to yourself? Why are you so mean? You're being so horrible to us. Right, we want you to send your artwork into us, 2-3 pieces, whatever you've drawn that you'd like us to see. Take a nice photo of it and go over to Instagram, which is what you should be doing right now. Get on your phone, go to Instagram, follow us and share and like and comment, and inbox us pictures of your artwork. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what do you like, and we will feature it on the show and on our page. How cool would that be? Right, should we have that spinner on the screen? Okay, I'm gonna click because I like to do the magical things, you know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Yay! Boys in the back room there, I'm gonna sort you out. Right, so we've got our spinner here as usual. It's got a whole new list of goodies on there. Let me tell you that for nothing, right? And as usual, I'm about to hit that spinner. But like sending in your artwork, if you want to be here with me in the studio, you need simply to inbox me on our Instagram page and just say, my name is this is what I like to draw, and come on down, okay? See if you can take the challenge of the random spinner. We've had a few kids in here. We drew, we did the Minions, we've done Wolverine, we've done Spider-Man and stuff like that as well. And I must admit, those kids had some talent. It's true, they were really good. And I'm sure you guys are just as good and just as talented as they are. So why not let me know if you want to be in the studio with us. Right, let's have that spinner back on the screen. Okay, I don't think it's working. Right, let's have it back on the screen now. There you go, a bit delayed, but we got there in the end. Right, let's hit that spinner button now. Where it stops, only Allah knows. A shoe. Yeah, when you guys said it was random, you were not joking. Now, what we normally do is I'm gonna go away, get a nice picture of a shoe on my phone, put it on the screen so you can see what we're doing, and then we're gonna try and draw it together. Now, you might be saying, who wants to draw a shoe, Khaleel? That's a bit boring, isn't it? I'm glad you said that, because sometimes, if you're anything like me when I was growing up, I like to draw the same thing over and over again, okay? Sometimes you need to draw things that you wouldn't normally draw. Okay, we've said this before, but it's a very valuable lesson to try and draw something that you don't normally draw. Like a shoe, right? A boring shoe, or a boot or something like, okay. But we're gonna try it together, okay? We're gonna use the basic shape format and we're going to use the grid system as well. So we'll see you in a short couple of minutes. Right, my friends, welcome back. We have found a shoe. But to make it a bit more interesting, I found a lovely trainer, okay? Trainer as in trainers, as in sneakers. We used to call them plimsolls back in the day. Should we have it on the screen? Why not? There you go. Oh, a nice black and white pair of trainers. Well, just the one foot, left foot, I think it is. It looks like the left foot to me. That's what we're gonna draw. And I've already put those white lines on there to indicate the grid system that we're going to use. Right, the first thing we need to do is to make sure that we've got the same shape on our drawing paper here as well, okay? The same shape. So we're going to make sure it's kind of a bit longish. It's not quite a square, so it's a little bit long. So we're going to try and draw the same thing on our bit of paper here. A little bit long, and then down, down. I'd say something like that. Now, I'm not taking up the whole of the page. It's not necessary, okay? So I'm just correcting that bottom line. And just like our illustration on the screen here, we're going to divide it horizontally and divide it half and half vertically as well. Now, that's the grid system, right? Now, the grid system is that we're going to use this grid to figure out what parts of the shoe fit in what parts of these quadrants over here like this. It gets confusing. Your eyes could go all spinny, and it might be painful, but it won't hurt you, I promise you. Right, so let's look at the picture itself, and we're going to put in, we're not going to worry about the laces, the tread, the little dots on the top, none of that. All we're going to do for now is figure out how far from the top is it, how far from the bottom is it, how far from the left is it, how far from the right is it inside that box that we have got here right now. Let's start with the left-hand side. You can see that this bit of the trainer, it doesn't touch that line, does it? No, it's about here somewhere, and it's at a slight angle, just over that line, right? That's where it's gonna start. It's not gonna touch the bottom line. It's about halfway between here and here. So I'd say about there. So it's gonna kind of go like that. Okay, kind of go like that. Now it's not gonna go to the very end, is it? It's stopping about here somewhere, and it kind of goes pretty much straight up. Yes. Now the top part of the shoe trainer goes down a little bit, then it goes up, and it goes up again, and it kind of goes up here. It doesn't touch the top, so maybe we've got it too high, and then it goes down again like that. Okay, all we're doing is the outline. That's the word I was looking for. The outline of this particular shoe or trainer or sneaker. Can you see that? I've not done anything else. No detail, just the outline of it. Okay? That way we can figure out how far from the top, from the bottom, from the right-hand side, how far from the left-hand side, how far from the bottom, how far from the top here as well, and how much does it cross over those two cross lines there. Now that we think we've got it roughly in the same place, let me make my lines a bit darker. Just want to make sure you guys can see it on the telly. Okay. Now that we've got the outline roughly where we think it is, we can begin to look at more detail. But even then, we're not going to go straight to those little dots on the top. We're going to go to the bigger detail. So the bigger detail is going to be the white band at the bottom, which kind of goes like here. Before it reaches that line, it kind of dips down a little bit. Yeah, maybe that, yeah. Kind of dips down a little bit and then continues here. Now this picture is a bit hard to see. If that white bit at the bottom here, you can't see it, right? If this white bit at the bottom here is the bottom, or is there another little bit underneath? It's hard to see. We're going to assume that there's something there. So that white line is going to go here and stop there. Then the rest of that white line is just about touching that line there, that medium central line, and then it goes down, across, and up, not quite up, along I should say, like that. And then of course it's got a line in the middle as well. We won't worry about that too much right now. Let's get the main white line in. Okay, like that. Something like that. Yeah? Right, what else do we have? We have the, let's continue near that part. Then of course there's another black bit that goes here.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Right, we're at the midway point, guys. I want to know, are you enjoying the show? If you are, hit that QR code, go directly to our Instagram page and drop us a comment or any artwork that you'd like to have featured on the show. Have you been thinking about the quiz question I set for you at the beginning of the show? I hope so. The question was as follows. How many pillars in Islam are there? How many pillars? 5 pillars. Well done. You probably knew that anyway. Did you know that? Of course you knew that. Well done. Okie dokie. Right, we'll set you another question, and at the end we're going to see if you can get it right. How many salah, namaz, is there in Islam? The main one. How many salah are there in? Maybe you shout out the answer now. Don't worry, you don't have to shout it out. You don't have to send it to us on our Instagram page or anything like that. Wait till the end and we'll figure out if we have indeed got the right answer. Right, should we get on with the show? Let's continue.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Goes under the central line here, and then dips down here and goes back up near the center where the laces are. Something like that. Maybe that too much of a, yeah, that's right, more of a flow there. Okay. And then there's a line here. We're going to bring it up. Let me put my phone here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Too much shine here. Too many camera lights. Okay. This line here. Okay. I'm going to draw it up, and it just, as it goes over the line, it goes along and up and along and round where the laces are. Okay. What about the back? There's a bit at the back that goes about here and goes down. And then we've got another bit here that goes round like that. And then the other bits go up here, the high top piece. Hard to see what it is exactly. And then the tongue of the shoe goes up. And then there's another lippy piece here. See, all these lacy bits are making it look rather complicated. But we're not going to worry about those complicated laces just yet, okay? Right, let me just get rid of some of these lines so we can see what we're doing. And I've got my bit of tissue here to just gently brush away those flakes from the rubber. Now, as I'm looking at it, I'm realizing that line there needs to be a bit sharper. It goes down and it goes back up, and it's quite sharp there. That part is quite sharp. It's not as round as I had it. And then the laces are gonna be something like this. One lace there, like what we did with the spider. Instead of drawing the whole thing, we're just going to put the rough lines of where they go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a long one that goes across the top there like that. Okay. Now again, sometimes you pick a picture, you think it's cool and groovy, but when you start drawing it, you realize, oh my days, there's so many fiddly bits in this. It's a bit hard to figure out what is where. That's okay. That's always going to be the case. I don't think you're ever going to get over that, where you pick something and it's always going to be easy. Every now and then, you're going to pick something to draw and it's going to be very hard to figure out what is going on with this picture. Looking at it is one thing, drawing it is something entirely different. Okay, as I'm speaking to you, I'm just putting in some of these shapes here. Again, as I always say, art is about 60% looking and 40% doing, okay? Looking at it. Because we're on television, we're trying to make it as quickly as possible, but ideally you need to look at the picture you're drawing. Look at it for a bit, wherever it is, on a pad or a magazine or your phone. Look at it and try and figure out what is happening over here, what's happening over there. Once you've done that, you will find it's a lot easier to start putting bits in. Now, talking about that, I realize this line here should be further over here. Uh-oh. I think it should be further over here. Yes, I think it should be further over here like that. So this entire line here is redundant. We don't need it. We're going to get rid of it. Okay. No problem. No problem. There you go. Get rid of that. Right. Let's continue putting in some of these bits here on the shoe. Now, because they're all just lines and lines and lines and lines, I'm going to start putting a little bit of shading in on the sole so that we can see the difference between the sole and that white stripe just above the sole. Okay, just put that in there so we can see it. Same with this bit here. Now as I'm shading in again, I'm keeping my shading lines in one direction. Okay, trying to keep it in one direction. It looks a lot more professional and a lot neater if you do that. We have to stop there because I don't want to interfere with those laces. And that one here again, we're going to put that shading there. Trying to keep it in the same direction. Okay, we're not trying to color it in, we're just trying to shade it in so that we can see the difference between this part of the shoe and that part of the shoe, yeah? Alrighty then. Okay. Now on this white strip, there is a line that goes through it. Like that. We'll just leave that there for now. Okay, there's some few fiddly bits over here, some grey fiddly bits. Not sure what they are. I think it's part of the strap or something, but they don't come off. They're meant to be there. And it kind of goes around and back again, and there's a little sharp bit then, and it goes underneath there. Something like that I should do. Now these laces are going to be a challenge. They're going to be a challenge, okay? So let's get onto it. Right, let's first of all put that little lip here. And the laces, we've already put the lines in roughly where we think the laces go. So all we have to do now is thicken up those lines to show where they go. Okay, now I didn't mean to rhyme up the system, but there you go. Okay, I'm going to put those laces in, not laces out. Okay, like this. They kind of get a bit fat and thick as they go towards the shoe, because that's where they're being laced into those holes, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember we said there were 6 laces? Now one of the laces is being covered. Oh, hold on a second. See, I'm getting a bit carried away. I'm drawing what I think should be there, but not looking at the actual picture. One of the laces goes underneath like a little tag thing, like a little tongue thing. So we have to draw that underneath and then have it coming out underneath there. And then we can draw the long lace at the top goes about here somewhere. It's a bit curvy, wibbly wobbly. Like something like that. Wow, and then this piece here, there's so many lines there. That's gonna be a tough one to figure out. And actually there's one other lace that goes across here, like that. Now I'm gonna continue shading these up. Now of course the lace thing goes under here and goes up here. So I'm gonna put that shading in here. Try and keep the same direction of what we did before. And that lacy thing is going to go here and under here. Like that. So it's not bad, that lip thing here needs to have a bit of darker shade under here. Now again, I'm using a fairly dark pencil and I'm making my lines thick, but you know why? Just so that you guys can see it on the telly and I don't want you to miss anything. Okay, you can see how I'm doing things, and as I'm speaking through it, I'm trying to describe to you why I'm doing certain things. And describing what an artist is doing is half of the effort. Actually, now we can put some of those little dots in. Now those little dots aren't just random, they actually do fall within a pattern. If you wear penetrators like this, you will know that they're kind of fanned out. So they do follow a set pattern. So try and capture that as best you can. Okay, let's have a look. And then this whole part here is dark. Here, all of this is dark. Let's have a look. Not bad, Khaleel bhai, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm quite happy with it. Okay. So, if you watch our tutorials from start to finish, you can't help but get a better understanding of shapes, curves, different techniques that we're trying to teach you here. Okay, looking at your picture, looking at it, trying to figure out where things go before you even start drawing. Looking at it, trying to figure out in your mind where things go. It makes all the difference, my friend. It will make all the difference. Looking at something and trying to figure out how it's put together. Like as I was doing it for this top line here as well, there was an extra lace that I didn't see because I'm so busy looking everywhere that I missed the fact that there's a lace, this lace here. I missed it out, so I need to rub these lines out so we can see the whole thing. So looking at it first may have avoided some of the mistakes I made, but because I'm rushing it quickly to get you guys into it, I may have gone against my own rule. Oh my gosh, Khaleel, what's wrong with you, bro? Well, never mind, right? But that's the point. Yeah, that's the point. The point is, look at it as much as you can, get to grips, get to understanding what it's all about, and it will make sense. The picture will make sense sooner than later, because it's only after a while you realize, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done that. Yeah, but you would realize that sooner if you followed my advice and just look at the picture before you get busy. Right, we're gonna draw this one to a close right now, guys. Look at that. Look at that. I like it a lot, not bad at all. Right guys, once again, if you have any artwork, if you want to be in the studio with me, sat right next to me, spinning that random spinny thingy, we would love to hear from you. Go to our Instagram account, inbox me after you followed us and commented on a few of our pictures, and then we will sort it out, especially if you live in London, it's going to be a lot easier. Right guys, I've got to go. We'll speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum. And the end of another amazing show. Did you guys get the answer to the quiz? How many salah are there in Islam? 5, of course, 5 salah during the day. Right, just want to remind you that our QR code is on the screen here as well. So if you want to be on the show for random art or anything else, by all means, make sure you go over there and you can inbox me your artwork. If you want to be on the show, all of that good stuff would be absolutely amazing. Right, guys, so speak to you soon. Hope you like it. Reason number 7, it was a massive up. Right? Different things you do.
IQRA Kids TV.